So, Madam Finance Minister, you are truly the most experienced finance minister India has had. You have presented more budgets than anyone else, and you've held the helm of the country's economy and finances for a long period now. And this has been both an exciting and a turbulent time. And we are facing one today with wars, prices of energy going up, the multiple challenges of supply chain, and at the same time, the excitement of the growth that we see in India. Could you, in your words, tell us how you see the immediate future shaping up? And how do you think we as a nation are preparing or can prepare for the medium-term future that we see as well?
Thank you very much. And this is about, as you recalled, this is about my 4th visit to this. And it's always been a learning of sorts, because you come and meet different people, they have different concerns, and it's helped me to collate the inputs that I gather here. So I actually prefer coming here and spending some time. But of course, today is a bit of a challenge because of my health. The question which you've asked is probably the question every business leader has in his mind. I know my business is doing all right, but yet I don't know when a challenge externally will come. I'm doing good exports, but I don't know when a tariff can land on me, and I have no control over it. Similarly, the three large items which we import, paying foreign exchange, are all fluctuating, whether it is your crude, which luckily we have the capacity to refine, but the crude, not just the price of crude which keeps going up, but also the insurance cover and the risk which insurance demands to get your vessel going there and to get your vessel filled up and brought back. So price is a challenge. Foreign exchange reserve will have to be adequately kept for meeting these demands, growing demands. And growing demand is good because a growing economy requires these critical inputs. So it's the same thing as a business house, which will have these considerations before them, but for many of them, they don't have a say. They don't have a handle. So India's challenge is very similar. But of course, India's comfort is that you have a large domestic market, which is good enough with the consumption going up. But you still have a lot more intermediary and raw material products which you have to import. And that import is now under severe strain. So that's the challenge. And monsoon every year is a challenge for any finance minister. How will it work out? Will it be sufficient? Or is it going to be patchy, that some areas are going to be dry and some others are going to have excessive rain? That's a every year concern. But this year, because of the El Nino, I think we are preparing for not so good a monsoon. Of course, we have enough buffer stocks. Since last year, we've maintained, so there shouldn't be a food shortage. But for farmers, it'll have an impact because this year his income will be stressed out. So I think broadly, I'm not saying anything that you don't know, but these are the challenges. And I'm not sure how much of a provisioning can you make. Just for that one example of fertilizer import. We had, during the budget, very clearly said to ourselves that the Kharif we are sufficiently endowed with supplies of fertilizer so we can manage the Kharif. And we need money for tendering out for fertilizer that you may require for the Rabi, for which actually the supplies will start in November. Between the day of the budget and today, they've been at least 3 different major fluctuations. Some countries which do not want to get into the market, which are traditional suppliers, are no longer supplying. They want to stock it up for themselves. And there was fear that we are going to have short supply because those who have gone out are depleting the pool. But then came the news of China coming back, who had not been in the market for almost a year. So the supply was that shortage which people thought was offset. So 1 week you have a challenge, the next week that challenge is addressed, but newer challenges come up. So it's being ready for every such exigency.